Hello everyone, this is Dolly Gupta and I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Dolly Gupta, a guide to help you in English. Students, in my previous video I had got a lot of views and many comments also. So many of you have subscribed my channel also, so I thank all of you for the support. So students, today we will read out the very last poem of the syllabus class 12. This is the sixth poem of class 12th standard and the poem name is Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. That is composed by Anthony Rich. Okay. So in the particular poem, a lady, Aunt Jennifer, her name is Jennifer and she deals with constraints of a married life. Okay. She is describing her feelings through the embroidery of tigers on a canvas sheet. In the particular poem, it is shown that Aunt Jennifer, she is desperate or her desperate struggle in a male-dominated society. She is terrified and suppressed, so she is not expressing her feelings to anyone. She creates an artificial world of her own in which she describes her feeling through the poem, through the tigers she painted or she embroidered on the canvas sheet. So students, now we are going to start the poem. Aunt Jennifer's Tigers prints across the screen. Aunt Jennifer's tiger means she is embroidering tigers on a canvas sheet and her tigers princes that is very energetically jump, ready to jump. They are looking as fires. Their eyes are as fires and they are looking just like they are ready to jump out of the canvas sheet. It means they are looking very energetic. Across the screen is canvas of a painting or a canvas sheet on which Aunt Jennifer is painting those tigers or embroidering those tigers. Bright topaz. Bright is very shining. Actually topaz is a name of a stone that is of yellow and brown color. But why the poet has given this word over here? Because the colors of the tiger that is resembling with the colors of the topaz, with the colors of the stone. That stone is of yellow or brown color and the same color of the tigers are. Denizen is inhabitant or the particular place where someone or any person live over there. Just like you can say citizen. Okay. Actually there is no resemblance in the citizen or denizen, but for your memory or to recall the word I have told you, denizen is inhabitant or a particular place to live in. Of a bird of green, and as you know that the tigers or the animals they live in the forest. Bird of green means forest or natural world where they live. So those tigers are looking very bright in color. It means yellow and brown color. They are very energetic and they are the habitant of a green world, that is jungle or the forest. They do not fear the man, and as Aunt Jennifer, she is terrified in the male-dominated society, or she is very suppressed, she is very desperate, she is very depressed. But like her tigers are not terrified. They don't fear any man. Man is over here can be the hunters that are beneath the tree. Her tigers, they are not getting afraid of anyone, either of the hunters or the common men who are standing beneath the tree or under the tree in search of hunting the tigers. They know that hunters are there, but even then they don't have any fear. They pace. Actually pace is is used for speed or fast, but here to move out. They pace in sleek. Sleek is elegant or in a royal manner. They walk in a royal manner. They walk in an elegant manner chivalric certainty. Chivalric certainty is that is in a continuation they move out or they move in a royal manner. They are elegant or royal. Why? Because they are chivalric certainty. Certainty means sure. Because they are, and chivalric is used for bravery or brave. You know very well that tigers are fires. They are very brave. They don't fear to anyone. So in the particular line, through her tigers, Aunt Jennifer, she is showing her feeling as she didn't get the chance to be brave, to be elegant, to be royal in the male-dominated society. So through her embroidery, she kept her feelings in front of the society. So students, now we come to the second stanza of the poem, that is Aunt Jennifer's finger fluttering through her booth. As I have told you that she is embroidering something in a stand or in a circular stand. She is embroidering something or she is embroidering tigers. So her fingers are fluttering. Fluttering is trembling. In Hindi you can say kaapna or move. A lot of movement is there. She is unable to put her fingers on the stand or on the band completely. She is trying to pull the needle. Find even the ivory needle hard to pull. Needle hard to pull means she is not energetic. She is too weak. But here not physically weak. In some extent she is weak, but the pressure is in her mind. As she is suppressed through her marriage life, she has faced a lot of problems in her marriage. So she is broken down physically as well as mentally. But the mentally pressure is too much hard, too much that she is feeling too much weak, and she is having a lot of problem to pull the needle through the ivory sheet or the canvas sheet. The massive weight of uncle's wedding band. Massive is very heavy. Actually, in the particular line, the poet just want to say that Aunt Jennifer, she is having or she is wearing uncle's wedding band. Wedding band is engagement ring. As you know that at the time of marriage, before the marriage there is a ring ceremony, and at the time of engagement a girl wear a band or a engagement ring. So she is also wearing, or Jennifer is also wearing that engagement ring, and she is feeling a lot of pressure. She is feeling a lot of weight of that engagement ring, that she is unable to carry the weight. No doubt that ring is not so heavy, but the customs that she is having, the mentality or the pressure she is having in her mind, that that engagement ring is too heavy to carry out in her life. Sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Sits heavily means that band, that engagement ring almost crushed. Sits heavily is crushes or almost crushed her life, crushed her feelings. That was on the Aunt Jennifer's mind, or actually in the particular way that the problems she has faced in her married life. She is almost broken down, she is almost crushed down, and now she is physically and mentally so weak that she is unable to pull the needle through the canvas sheet. She is unable to do her embroidery on the canvas sheet.
Okay.
Now we come to the third para, and this is the last para of the poem. This is the last stanza. In the last stanza, the poet wants to say that no doubt throughout her life, Aunt Jennifer, she was ruled by the male dominated society or her husband. but after her death she would not be free. She would take away all the bad experience, all the painful experience of her life with her. So when aunt is dead, the poet is saying that when there would be the end of her life, when Aunt Jennifer would be dead, her terrified hands will lie. Terrified is trembled or frightened or full of fear. Her terrified hand, her frightened hand, they will lie down on the ground without any movement. But still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. Still ringed is the ring that is she is having in her finger, in her hand. And in the second meaning or the other meaning is feeling of being trapped. Because when she was having that ring in her hand or in her finger, she was having a mentality that she is being trapped, she is being ruled, or she is being mastered by the society or by the husband. Ordeals she was mastered by. Ordeal is here the painful experience. No doubt she would die, but even then she would have some painful experience, or the experience she had throughout her life that were very painful, as she was mastered by. Mastered by means she was dominated by, or she was ruled by her husband, or not only husband but all the male members of her family. But the tigers in the panel is that canvas scene, she has embroidered. No doubt she would go away from the world, but still then she would be terrified, frightened and mastered by the males. But whatever she has embroidered the tigers. The tigers in the panel that she has embroidered, that she has made, will go on prancing. Prancing is they would be in the mode, or they would be like they are ready to jump. They would be fierce, proud and unafraid. They would not afraid to anyone. They will be proud and they will be fierce as they were made. They will be always like that as she has made. So students, basically this poem is dealing with the extent of oppression, extent of oppressed that Aunt Jennifer was, the depression, or how she was desperate by the male dominated society. Okay, so students, this is the last of the poem explanation, and all the hard words or meanings I have written with the red marker, so you can easily, whenever you revise the poem, you can easily understand the words or meaning. Okay, so students, if you like my video, then please subscribe my channel, and thank you for the day.